Kum Yashala.
Kum Yashala.
Yahabashem Yashar Barakatam.
Shalom.
Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. Everybody say Ashar.
Ashar.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Yahawada.
Yahawada.
Makwabath.
Makwabath.
That means happy day of Judah Maccabees. All right? Or happy day of Judas Maccabees. All right, Judas is another way of saying Judah. Shalom, everybody. Trying to let y'all get in here. We're going to let everybody know on Facebook that we're live. All right, so share it. Like the video as you enter the room. And share it on your social media. All right, everybody should be preparing for tomorrow. Tomorrow, which is going to be our Feast of Purim. All right, so everybody should be ready for that. If you wish to attend, you can still come and feast with us. Just send us an email so we can send you the address, the time, and the location. We don't post that publicly. Shalom, Nicanor. How about Shem Yashai Barakatah?
Shalom, Marwan.
Shalom, brother Ikarab, Yonatan, Sister Titi, Yachim Yah, Kazakia, Kawal, Jamal, Bezalel, Brother King, Hezekiah in the building, Fishing Israelite.
Shalom, everybody.
Jason, Tazabah, Isaiah, Ainash, Shalom, Shalom, Kahari. All right? Gonna let y'all come in here. Ira, that guy, Hannah, Simkaya, Shalom. The water big mind for the donation. You definitely have to come tomorrow. At least, brother. Send us an email. Come feast with us if possible, if you can. All right. Can you put it on the Facebook page for the group that we're live?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do that. And I'm going to share it too on my page. All right. It's a short lesson just to give you the history and the understanding. Okay. Right. It's a short lesson so y'all can be made aware of what's going on. And it's another day for y'all to be joyous and merry together as Israelites. Okay. That's one of the things that we teach as you come into this truth is learning the history and learning the holy days. Okay. Et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Pardon the white shirt underneath the black. It is what it is. But, you know, we want to make sure everybody learns how to be a part of this culture. If you see yourself as a Hebrew Israelite, the people that we're about to read about, Brother Judas Maccabees and his father and his brethren, those are your family members. You got to take it that serious. Yahushua, the prophets, this is your family. Okay. If you call yourself so-called Israelite. So we need y'all to understand how not to keep America's feast days and the nations and the country's feast days that we all have adopted and do with the joy of our heart. But instead, we're going to keep the appointed days of our brethren and learn how to do those. All right. So we're just going to let a few y'all come in here. And then Captain Malachi and I will answer some questions at the end if there are any. Shalom, it's me again, Charles, Kasadia, Bruce, Uriah. Shalom, shalom. All right. All right. And once again, tomorrow is Purim at evening. Okay. If you want to feast with us, send us an email at sonsofthunderisraelites@gmail.com. Okay. And we will get you in the building. All right. Do we have a ticker with that on there? Yeah. I'm going to post this one. Purim is tomorrow. Do not delay. Do not delay. Okay. So you got the ticker at the bottom. If you wish to attend Purim with us, send us an email at sonsofthunderisraelites@gmail.com. All right. We'll get you in there tomorrow. All right. We're going to have food, strong drink, but most of all, we're going to have edification. All right. It's not about coming to eat so much as it is coming to learn how to serve your God. All right, that should be what you are preoccupied with. Okay, that's what we are preoccupied with. This truth. Okay, this takes a lot of energy. Brothers are tired. Brothers' families experience stress because they doing this work to make sure that they are edifying the nation. That's a big job, and brothers are rising to the occasion in all the camps and all the children of One West, and they deserve to be acknowledged for that, man. So salute to those brothers. All right. So we're gonna begin now. Okay. Shalom, Elroy, Jeanette, Gabar, Natalie, Mirando, Jonathan. That's right. It's finally feast season again. That's right, brother. All right. Malachi, we're going to start and edify the people on the day of Nicanor. All right. You have wonderful lessons that might come on later by Priest Sabak that can add to it. He did his already on Facebook. Okay, come. Well, brothers can catch that for different edification. Our brothers from Sakari gonna break it down so you can get a wide array of understanding about our feast days by being exposed to the different brothers in the different scriptures. Make sure you have your pen, your pad, and you don't come without a writing utensil. Show what you got. You got to have a writing utensil. You have to mark up your book. Your Bible got to have tattoos all over it, man, because you got to be marking your book so that you can teach your family these things. There's going to come a time. Give me Amos 8 and 11. There's going to come a time where brothers are not going to be able to do this work for you. We're not going to be able to explain this again and again and answer every question. Sometimes you got to think to yourself, this brother answered every question I got. Without this brother, how will I get to know the answers? Well, guess what? Don't take it for granted, the answers he's giving you. Read what you got.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 8 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
See, there's going to come a famine where you're not going to be able to hear the word of the Lord. Come on.
And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east.
Mm-hmm.
They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord,
mm-hmm.
and shall not find it.
And you're not going to find it. So right now, the internet is available to you. Brothers Camp's videos are in logs, man, going all the way down in date order, available to you. Why don't you watch those videos, not for entertainment, but to learn what they're teaching so you can know? The days come where you might be that teacher that brothers are looking for. The water sister TT, please come feast with us. I know you're coming to Passover. We're going to see you then. Shalom, Eliyahu. That's Elijah. Ayaran. Susan, Savvy Beats. Sister Lene in the building. AGL. Shalom. Bring it out.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Come on.
It reads, Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come, that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. So just to go to the point of what the elder is saying, man, when all hell breaks loose, you see people out here, ravaging all the stores, busting up all the statues. It's not going to be, a time for you to be able to find this truth because you missed out. Like we always bring out, it's an early that's too late.
It's an early that's too late, brother. Mm-hmm. All right. The Bible says they will seek me early, but shall not find me. All right. That's an early that's too late. Shalom, Giovanni, Sister Nadia, Julius. All right. Benaiah in the building. Benaiah was with me last night as we kept fellowship with the brothers of Sakari at their school in Georgia. We had a good time with those brothers, man. It was very hospitable and show a lot of love, man. We love them brothers. All right. As we do all of our brothers in Yahushua. All right. We love the nation. As you can see, y'all were all at Malachi. We love Israel. And that's why brothers work all day and then get on here and do the work of the Lord. All right. The work that you do for Esau is not an excuse for you to lack when it comes to doing the work of the Lord. Can you turn the heat down like 2 degrees? This light is hot. It's hot. All right? The water, princess. The water. So now, We're going to move on with this lesson. We're going to learn about the feast of Judas Maccabees, or the day of Nicanor, or the destruction of Nicanor. It goes by all those names. Okay. What does Maccabees mean? Who knows in the chat? What does the word Maccabee mean? Let me see if somebody is paying attention to the lessons.
I bet Yahweh is the first one to answer.
Let's see if Yahweh is available to answer. Let's give it to Einash Gawayim. All right. Einash said it means hammer, and that's right. Maccabee means hammer. All right. And why are they called the Maccabees? It says that Judas, when he was in the field, he dealt hammer-like blows, unblockable strikes. Okay. Okay. Kahari got it. Kazakia, Yachamiah, Benaiah, Bezalel got it. All right. Some of y'all late. Some of y'all copying. No, I'm just joking. All right. That's where Maccabees comes from. It means hammer. Our forefathers wasn't no pushovers, man. They wasn't doing die-ins. They wasn't lying on the ground asking for equality. They was fighting for what they believe in and for the lives of their people, man. And Esau couldn't deal with them, man. Let's start with the book of Maccabees, First Maccabees, chapter 7. That's right. Sister Lene said she just learned something new. Khan, that's what this is for. First Maccabees, chapter 7, and start at verse 1. Bring it out.
Khan, this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 1. In the 115th year, Demetrius, the son of Seleucus, departed from Rome.
Now, who is Demetrius? That's why you got pens and pads. This is history. This is real history. This is how you know the Bible's real. Demetrius, his uncle is Antiochus Epiphanes. That's his uncle. Okay? When Antiochus Epiphanes died, it really should have been Demetrius to take the throne. But what happened? Okay? His father was murdered. So it's really supposed to be him that takes the throne. But what happened? All right? Antiochus, when he died, his Antiochus V took the throne at 9 years old. Okay? And who put him there? He was set up by Lysias, all right, who was a Seleucid general. So what happened to Demetrius? He was sent back to Rome as a hostage. You know, he's part of the royal seed line. His father has been murdered, so that's treachery. His uncle done took the throne, and he's being ignored for his right after his uncle died. So they sent him back to Rome as a hostage. Okay.
And it's nothing new under the sun, man. These Edomites will do whatever they got to do to get in power, even if it means slaying their own people.
Slaying their own people. His father put to death, man. So he was sent to Rome as a hostage, royal seed line, sent as a hostage with a ransom, while these other wicked Edomites took power and did what they wanted to do. All right. Now, look what happened. When Antiochus died, Antiochus V came into power. Antiochus V had difficulties in battle, him and Lysias. And that's when Demetrius came back in 161 BC and took the throne back for himself. And he asked for the neck of Antiochus V and Lysias. That's history. He wanted them guys dead. Now watch how the Bible records it. Read on.
Continuing on in verse 1. And came up with a few men unto a city of the sea coast and reigned there. And as he entered into the palace of his ancestors.
I misspoke. He asked for Demetrius and Lysias' head. Remember. Go ahead.
And as he entered into...
Why did I say that? Demetrius is who we're talking about.
Right.
Salaki. Excuse me, Israel. My fault. Go ahead.
And as he entered into the palace of his ancestors.
There we have it. That's what I wanted. Go ahead.
So it was that his forces had taken Antiochus and Lysias to bring them unto him.
So now you got your uncle's son who's sitting in your throne with the general who's supposed to have stood by you and set you up into the throne. But nah, he wanted to go and be with Antiochus V and sent you back to Rome as a hostage. Now you in power because they're struggling. and the forces delivered them into your hand. And look what he did.
Wherefore, when he knew it, he said, let me not see their faces.
Come on.
So his host slew them. Now when Demetrius was set up on the throne of his kingdom.
Hold on. Now Demetrius is set up on the throne of the kingdom. All right. 161 BC. All right. He ordered Antiochus V and Lysias to be killed. He said, let me not see their faces. I don't want to talk to them. So what does that mean? They captives. The army got them. They said, we're going to bring them to you. And he said, I don't want to see their face. What does that mean? That means you're going to get put to death, man. And he went on with his kingdom. Okay. So Demetrius I, Soter, is in power. Okay. Read on.
Verse 5. There came unto him all the wicked and ungodly men of Israel, having Alcimus, who was desirous to be high priest for their captain.
Come on.
And they accused the people to the king.
Saying what?
Saying, Judas and his brethren have slain all thy friends and driven us out of our own land.
Now, wait now. Who is Judas? Judas is the son of Mattathias. Who is Mattathias? I'm going to show you. This is the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 2. Now, we read this account all the time, but it's time that y'all put these puzzle blocks together. Who is Mattathias? He is the father of the Maccabees. Babe, you bring my phone? He's the father of the Maccabees. I'm going to put a chart on the screen so y'all can see the bloodline. All right? And you're going to be able to put together who's who. Let's see if I can get that on the screen. All right, can y'all see that? Let me know if y'all can see that in the chat. Okay? So at the top, you have Mattathias. He had sons. He had John, Simon, Judas, which you will call Judah, but is Judas, Maccabees, Eleazar, and Jonathan. And you learn about them in the Feast of Dedication. Okay? Now, I want y'all to look at the bottom. I'm going to make it bigger. Notice that Herod is at the very bottom. Why doesn't Herod connect all the way back to Mattathias? Who knows the answer? Somebody in the chat. Why doesn't Herod connect to this family tree? Does anybody know? Bruce Roberts says it's too small. Can y'all see that? I feel like they can see that.
It may have been before you zoomed in on it. Or made it.
Ikarab says zoom in. How about now? How about now? I got some thumbs up. That gotta be big enough. Y'all can't see?
That has to be big enough.
I got some thumbs up. All right. Herod is not an Israelite. He married into the family, and through that, he took over. You see that? You cannot deal with these heathens, man. You cannot set them up by you or near you, because they will seek to overthrow you. Okay? And that's how Herod, the Edomite, because people will tell you all the time that Esau is done away with. No, Herod is an Edomite. Okay? And we see how he came into the line of Israel. I want y'all to look at something in the third row. In the third row, it says John Hyrcanus. John Hyrcanus. Then you see another Mattathias and another Judah. They're the children of Simon. John Hyrcanus is the one who turned Esau towards keeping our commandments. He forced them to keep the laws and live as us or die.
He's the reason that Paul knew that Agrippa knew
the law and the prophet. That's right, brother. Excellent. All right. So John Hyrcanus, in his zeal to be a light to the heathen, in the end, the heathen overthrew us, and we never had an Israelite back in that seat since then.
Right.
It's been passed down to Edom since then. And that's who's in the land this day. Give me Ezekiel 36:5. So that's a little history. That's a little history. I hope everybody understands. All right.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 5.
Read.
And it reads, Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen.
Come on.
And against all Idumeans.
Who?
Idumeans.
The children of Edom. Come on.
Which have appointed my land into their possession
With
the joy of their with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey.
And that's this. That's how Herod got in there at the bottom. I'm going to turn the ticker off for 1 second. That's how Herod got in there at the bottom. They have taken our land into their possession. Let a lesson be learned, Israel, because the next time we lay our hands on Edom, it ain't going to be to teach them nothing. It's going to be to extinguish them. All right? Pursuant to the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18. These people are going to be gone. Right. They will no longer be, Amalek will no longer be a thorn in our side, and his nation with him. All right? That's a little history lesson, because the book of Maccabees is all about history. So now, Mattathias is the father of Judas Maccabees, and he did this mighty act. All right? And Malachi is going to break this down. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 2. All right? It says, I'm going to start at verse 7. He said, Woe is me, where I was born to see the misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there.
You mean 1 Maccabees?
I'm sorry. 1 Maccabees 2 and 24 is the point, but I'm going to start at verse 7.
Okay.
Yes. Salakia, Israel. If somebody could scribe the scriptures, we'd appreciate that. All right? This is 1 Maccabees 2 and 7. He said concerning Mattathias. And if you want to know the family line, start at chapter 2, verse 1, and it'll run down everybody. Okay? Verse 7, it says, Woe is me, wherefore was I born to see the misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of the strangers.
It sounds like Ecclesiastes 7 and 7 to me.
Yes.
Oppression make a wise man mad.
Yes. It says, Her temple is become a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave.
Speaking of Israel.
And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city Modin to make them sacrifice. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver, gold, and many rewards. Go on.
Oh, you want to, this is the part you want to bring. So
you can narrate the whole thing.
This is a situation that a lot of our people would have took advantage of and jumped straight ahead. This is, brother speaking to Mattathias, telling him, giving him a chance to have a nice spot, be secure, be one of the top people because everybody looks up to him. And we're going to see what he says after this. But, again, this is when our people are going into slavery and the Hellenization period is beginning.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get, Mattathias to convince the rest of the Israelites or Jews to get away from their customs. Stop following what you've been following.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the way that we've been doing.
Mm.
And we need you to be the one that leads it. It sounds very familiar to, the things that we see here in America.
There you go, brother.
Our what is it? Al Sharpton, the Black Lives Matter movements, all these
movements,
high leaders in our supposed community, they would jump at these opportunities.
Yeah,
it's what we see today. But let's see how our people should really be handling that.
Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
Right. We don't want to do what y'all doing. Everybody else is conceding to what y'all say, but that's not what we're gonna do.
That's right.
At least not under my leadership. That's not what we're gonna do.
That's a real leader.
Right.
God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion either on the right hand or the left.
We're not giving in. Basically, he's saying hell no.
Right.
He's proposing an opportunity. Hell no. God forbid.
That's right. Now, when we had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all.
And it's always one. Always one.
To sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment.
So that means, he probably the sacrifice that he did on that altar was probably some abomination.
Swine's flesh.
Probably some swine's flesh or rat or something abominable.
Something abominable.
Anything that the king wanted. Oh, he don't want it?
Yeah.
I'll go do it. It's always one of them.
I want to be the king's friend.
Right.
Which when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. He lost self-discipline.
Yeah.
Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
Mattathias was hot.
Mm-hmm.
You coon ass nigga.
Yeah. God. Basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
He had to take him out. It's kind of like the Harriet Tubman story. Any of you who don't want to be free, let's go ahead and kill y'all now because y'all gonna be the reason that we get messed up.
So y'all gotta die. Yeah. You look at A Birth of a Nation, our movement was destroyed by one scared Negro. Right? We look at Judas and the Black Messiah.
Right.
Our unity movement, because them brothers were trying to make peace with the gangs and the leaders of our communities. And it was ruined by one scared Negro, man. You see? So you got to stand up manfully for the Lord. You got to gird up your loins like a man. Don't let that be you. Don't be Judas, right? We're reading about a righteous Judas today.
Right.
All right, let's jump back to 1 Maccabees chapter 7. That's his father. That is the son of Mattathias we're reading about, Judas Maccabees. All right. Start at verse 7.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 7 and verse 7.
Come on.
Now therefore, send some man whom thou trustest, and let him go and see what havoc he hath made among us, and in the king's land, and let him punish them with all them that aid them.
So now they asking for their own brother to be punished, man, because this Alcimus wants to be high priest. So he's cooning for a position, and he's selling out the top warrior of his people, man. Come on.
Then the king chose Bacchus, a friend of the king, who ruled beyond the flood, and was a great man in the kingdom and faithful to the king.
Come on.
And him he sent with that wicked Alcimus, whom he made high priest, and commanded that he should take vengeance of the children of Israel.
Now, it's presented like Judas has done something wrong to the children of Israel. And they're the ones that are going to suffer for this decree. So for this man to become high priest, he's also selling out the people. Because watch what happens. Go ahead.
So they departed and came with a great power into the land of Judea, where they sent messengers to Judas and his brethren with peaceable words deceitfully.
With what?
With peaceable words deceitfully.
Now, where do we learn that?
Psalms 55.
We ain't gonna get it now. We're gonna get it later. You should know better than to trust thine enemy. Now, get that. What the Bible say about that?
Sirach 12.
What does the Bible say about trusting your enemy? What does it say?
Never trust thine enemy, for as surely as iron rusts, so is his wickedness.
Well, the brother ain't got to get it. He quoted perfect. All right, that's Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust your enemy, man. What are we dying to do today? What are the leaders of our people? The first thing they come to us with is, I spoke to the mayor, I spoke to the governor, and he promised us this. All I need is y'all to vote this way. You trusting your enemy, man.
Didn't we here in Atlanta just get Raphael Warnock in office?
Is that so?
I think so. Ain't that who won the I ain't heard nothing from him since.
Y'all niggas was voting for Kamala and Joe Biden. Where your money at? Where your $1,400? That's why you did it. You don't know nothing that Joe Biden, you don't know nothing about his history. You don't know nothing about Kamala Harris and what she did to your fathers and putting them all in jail for petty weed charges, only for the justify all these legal weed dispensaries today that's popping up everywhere.
Right.
You wanted $1,400. Where your money at? Is Joe Biden thinking about your money?
No, he's not even talking to the BLM.
Y'all confounded, man. Let's continue on.
Verse 11. But they gave no heed to their words, for they saw that they would come with a great power.
Yeah, that's good.
Then did there assemble unto Alcimus and Bacchus a company of scribes to require justice.
Come on.
Now the Assyrians were the first among the children of Israel that sought peace of them.
So now some of our people done went out to the front, want to be peaceful with the enemy. Come on.
For they said, Salakia, for said they, one that is a priest of the seed of Aaron is come with his army.
With this army.
With this army. And he will do us no wrong.
So now they putting their faith in this wicked Alcimus. So now, see how a sellout works? He got reputation among the people. So the people make decisions based on his reputation, and he a damn sellout, man. That's why they was able to get into Fred Hampton's home,
right,
and shoot him dead while he slept.
Man drew a whole blueprint of his apartment.
Yes, he did. And he was there that night because people trusted him. This is what's going to happen to every movement. It has to be destroyed from within, okay? And as Hebrew Israelites, we done sharing these platforms with these heathens and teaching you how to debate us, because y'all didn't come to understand nothing we teach. You want to see how our breakdowns work, so you could go back to your think tank and you could come up with rebuttals, man. We already know what you're doing. That's why we don't want to talk to you. We'll talk to you at camp, but now y'all scared to come to camp now. What happened? Where y'all at with y'all megaphones? What happened? Y'all don't come no more. You know why? Because you're getting cut on camera every time. And you tired of taking those L's, man. So now you want to do private debates on YouTube. You want to do private debates on Clubhouse. We don't want to talk no more, man. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 16. Whereupon they believed him. Howbeit he took of them 70 men and slew them in one day, according to the words which he wrote.
Come on.
70 men is 60 men.
He killed 60 brothers, man.
Verse 17. The flesh of thy saints have they cast out, and their blood have they shed round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. Terrible.
Psalm 79:3. Read that for me. Psalm 79:3.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 79 and verse 3. And it reads, their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem.
Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And there was none to bury them.
And there was none to bury them. All right. This is what happens when you sell your people out, man. We go down bad. So when we get back in power, Esau, you're going to be underneath our thumb like this. And we're going to let you move to the left hand or to the right hand. And we're going to require of you a song like you did of us. So you're going to sing happily while you serve us. And we're going to watch you day in and day out. You're going to have the Sabbath off. And then when we decide there's no longer a purpose for you, when the walls of our kingdom are built up to satisfaction, it's over with. And even the children, nobody going to feel mercy for you in that day. Because what you have done to us and our prophets is written with a pen of diamond, like the scriptures say, man. And you can't get away. Read on that.
Verse 18.
It's over with.
Wherefore the fear and dread of them fell upon all the people, who said, there is neither truth nor righteousness in them, for they have broken the covenant and oath that they made.
And they're covenant breakers. We're going to see that. Go ahead.
After this, removed Bacchus from Jerusalem, and pitched his tent in Bezeth, where he sent and took many of the men that had forsaken him, and certain of the people also. And when he had slain them, he cast them into the great pit.
This is what we're trying to tell you about these Edomites that you trying to set next to you as your friend. Give me Sirach 12 and 16. He killed even more innocents and then threw them in a pit, a mass grave. But the Bible already taught us how to avoid that fate. Look at the scripture. Read.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
That what happened right here. Is that exactly what happened?
Uh-huh.
He came speaking nice words. Who's your leader? Who's the top man amongst you? Where's your the Assyrians? Yeah, come forward. We talk with y'all. Slaughtered all of them. And threw their bodies into a pit. But the Bible already said that that's what they was going to do, man. That's why we don't trust Esau as far as we could throw him. We can't throw him very far, so we don't trust him. That's the point. Read on out.
Okay, I got
Verse
a precept for you.
Okay, bring it up.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21.
There we go.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
And we're going to read that later. Hold that.
Okay.
Jump back down to 20. I'm trying to hold that scripture back, but it's so appropriate. It should always come forward. But I'm trying to hold it back for the right time. Verse 20.
First Maccabees, chapter 7 and verse 20.
Come on.
Then committed he the country of Alcimus.
To Alcimus.
Salakia. Then committed he the country to Alcimus.
So now this sellout has received the power he wanted. Come on.
And left with him a power to aid him. So Bacchus went to the king.
He even left soldiers to be his henchmen.
But Alcimus contended for the high priesthood.
Come on.
And unto him resorted all such as troubled the people, who, after they had gotten the land of Judah into their power, did much hurt in Israel.
That's wicked as hell, man.
Now when Judas saw all the mischief that Alcimus and his company had done among the Israelites, even above the heathen, he went out into all the coast of Judea round about, and took vengeance of them that had revolted from him, so that they durst no more go forth into the country.
Now, see, one of our own did this to us. And the Bible warned us about people like this. Give me Jeremiah 5 and 26. It says one of our own did more hurt to us than the heathen. And you got to ask yourself, who are these brothers that scoff us in the street, that look just like you and I, and we fighting for them to be gods in the earth? Who are these brothers that talk behind our backs and call us evil and wicked? Some of you brothers actually know the truth and call other brothers evil and wicked and slaughter their names amongst the people. What spirit is that? Read what you got.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 5 and verse 26.
Come on.
For among my people are found wicked men.
Among my people are found what?
Wicked men.
There's so many. Come on.
They lay wait, as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men.
That's what you doing. You setting a snare for your own people by being a sellout, man. By slandering brothers' names. By scoffing the truth just because you hate that we do what you don't do. I always say this. We both can't be right. Right? I go to camp, keep the feast days, try to keep the commandments, keep my beard on my face, walk a certain walk, and you not doing that. So we both can't be right. So you have to hate me. You have to make me evil so you could be right. What I'm doing has to be wrong, unfounded, and wicked so that what you do can be right. Because we both can't be right. If I'm right, then you got to keep your beard, go to camp, teach the Bible, keep the ancient feasts, keep the commandments. Because if that's what you have to do, because I'm right, because that's what I do. But see, you don't want to do that. So instead of standing on two saying, I'm just going to be rebellious, I'm going to do it, you go the other way. You seek to set snares for us and make us of the evil sort and teach wicked lessons to the people against us. And that's what's wrong with you, man. And the Most High going to move you out the way. The wicked of Israel are going to be the first people destroyed. All right, let's go back And go to verse 25.
First Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 25. On the other side, when Alcimus saw that Judas and his company had gotten the upper hand and knew that he was not able to abide their force, he went again to the king and said all the worst of them that he could.
So now the brothers, Judas done got an army together. Well, you ain't gonna keep doing this.
Right.
And his own brother went and said nothing but vicious slander about it.
Right.
Yeah. Read on.
Verse 26. Then the king sent Nicanor.
Say who?
Nicanor.
Now, this is why this is called the Day of Nicanor. But you would say, well, why is it called the Feast of Judas Maccabees? How could he's an Israelite? Why would we name it after the heathen? You about to learn. Come on.
Then the king sent Nicanor, one of his honorable princes, a man that bare deadly hate unto Israel, with commandment to destroy the people.
It's never been a time where these nations have loved you. I'll never understand brothers trying to save the heathen. The Bible is telling us all throughout history they have hated you. What nation has not had a hand in taking spoil from us?
Right.
But we have brothers to this day, even today, still trying to bring the heathen in this somehow. What is wrong with you? What is your sickness or what is your malfunction, man? So you brothers and sisters that understand and acknowledge the truth, you in the spirit of the Maccabees. You're in the spirit to be against the enemies of Israel, all right? Don't be in the sellout spirit like Alcimus, and don't be in the hateful spirit of Alcimus in helping our enemies destroy us. Read on.
Verse 27. So Nicanor came to Jerusalem with a great force, and sent unto Judas and his brethren deceitfully with friendly words.
With
saying,
what?
With deceitfully with friendly words.
Now, this man has a deadly hate towards Israel. But how did he come to us, Ak?
Deceitfully with friendly words.
Read the scripture you've been holding. Psalm 55, 21. Y'all gonna learn, man.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 55 and verse 20 words. I'm Salaki, 21.
That's okay.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Talking about your enemy. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
But war was in his heart.
Come on, man.
His words were softer than oil.
And?
Yet were they drawn swords.
They were swords behind his back as he was commending you and complimenting your city and the architecture. Oh, this is how you Israelites do? What's this over here? This is your temple? Oh, this is beautiful. What's this right? This your altar? I like this. Don't tell me those are your women over there. Wow, they're so beautiful. Wow. You know, what's that coming? And Alcimus got his hand around him, walking him through the city like an idiot. Go back and read on, man.
Verse 28. First Maccabees 7 and verse 28. Let there be no battle between me and you. I will come with a few men that I may see you in peace.
Now, let's see if Judas trusted his enemy. Go ahead.
He came therefore to Judas, and they saluted Salakia. They saluted one another peaceably. Howbeit the enemies were prepared to take away Judas by violence.
Yeah, so it was all up front, a big pretense, a big game. Come on.
Which thing after it was known to Judas, to wit, that he came unto him with deceit, he was sore afraid of him and would see his face no more.
So now Judas was like, I ain't gonna see. This was a snare set for me. This was he could tell by shaking the man's hand.
It's a setup.
And listening to his conversation. Oh, this is a setup. They almost had me. Oh, okay. Oh no, I ain't gonna go to no more of those meetings because the next time it'll probably be for my neck.
Yeah, stick up kid.
Yep. Come on.
Nicanor also, when he saw that his counsel was discovered, went out to fight against Judas beside
Kfar
Salama, where there were slain of Nicanor's side about 5,000 men, and the rest fled into the city of David.
But he found something out. There's one people that will be stronger than the other people. Judas and them boys ain't playing, man. We don't love these heathens, man. We will break you in half, man. It's over for you. And that spirit is coming back today. Read.
After this went Nicanor up to Mount Zion, and there came out of the sanctuary certain of the priests and certain of the elders of the people, to salute him peaceably, and to show him the burnt sacrifice that was offered for the king.
Now, some of them people that sent up burnt sacrifices, cooning.
Right. Look, see, man, we ain't part of them. Look,
Eh,
look what we did.
And what
It's good enough, right?
you like this, right? It smelled good, don't it, boss? And what happened?
But he mocked them.
But what did Nicanor do to them sellouts?
But he mocked them.
Come on.
And laughed at them and abused them shamefully and spake proudly.
See, that you thought you was going to get a reward for selling your people out, and Esau hates a sellout more than we do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to explain the concept to you. Esau is going to pay you to sell out, but the fact that you sell out makes you abominable to him. He's disgust. He's giving you the money and smiling, and he can't wait to kill you because you disgust him. Because guess what? Esau would rather die than serve.
That's a fact.
Yes?
Yeah.
Give me liberty or give me death is this devil's motto. So he don't respect you when you bend to his will and try to please him. He actually hates you more and respect the ones of you that fight. He truly respects that. He would never let you know that. But the ones of you that fight is the one, yo, I respect that one. Let's record his name for all history. That's how they get down. Because they want to fight a worthy opponent. They are a warlike people. Y'all don't understand that about your enemy. You don't know what's going on. Read on that.
First Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 35. And swear in his wrath, saying, unless Judas and his host be now delivered into my hands, if ever I come again in safety, I will burn up his house.
This house.
So like in this house. And with that, he went out in a great rage.
And he told him, I'm going to burn your temple if you don't tell me where Judas is at and how to get to him. I don't care about this sacrifice you did for the king. I don't care about none of that. I'm going to kill you and everybody up here, and I'm going to burn this temple unless you give my enemy into my hands. Give me your brother. That's the only thing you could do that can make me happy. You know how scared they was when he said that? And you know what information they probably told him that day? Well, he sleeps here, and his children play here. His wife is here. His cousins stay. You know, we know what y'all was doing. Come on.
Then the priests entered in and stood before the altar and the temple, weeping and saying.
Now, the priests said this after they was humiliated and abused. All right? This is what they said.
Thou, O Lord, didst choose this house to be called by thy name, and to be a house of prayer and petition for thy people. Be avenged of this man and his host, and let them fall by the sword. Remember their blasphemies, and suffer them not to continue any longer.
So after they got abused and disrespected, they realized this is their enemy.
Right.
And they said the right prayer, and they got into the right spirit. Some of y'all get stomped out by police and go on TV and say, it's okay. And I forgive them.
We just want to be equal.
Why you ain't do what the priest did and pray for their destruction? Some of you get fired from your job, you get abused, you lose your house, and you the first person on TV talking about, I forgive them. They ain't all bad. Why you ain't do what the priest did and pray for their destruction, for them to be taken off here, man? That's biblical. All right? You don't know the Bible. This is all y'all are discovering that watch these Hebrew Israelite videos from every camp every single day. You know what y'all discovering? You don't know the Bible. You don't know what's going on. You don't know how to have a nation. So now you're looking at the future princes. You're looking at your future governors. All right? Your viceroys. All right? Your leaders. It's us now, because our leaders, they ain't understand what was going on. Okay? You can't do this carnally. Did they raise up swords and try to fight Nicanor and his host? They knew better than that. They prayed for the Most High to deliver Nicanor up to Judas, who was fit to fight. And you brothers, y'all are to be fit to fight. The first step is learning this. Learn this. That's step one to being fit to fight. Govern your life by the scriptures. Stop trying to do it your way. Give up that idea that I'm going to do it my way. I got a certain swag and I'm going to do it my way. Let everything be done the way the Lord said it should be done, and watch your ways be established. That's step one. That's the first step to getting your kingdom, your land, and your community back, is follow the Bible, man. You agree? All right, read on.
First Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 39. So Nicanor went out of Jerusalem and pitched his tents in Beth Horon, where an host out of Syria met him. Come
on, that's an army ready to face him. Come on.
But Judas pitched in Adasah, with 3,000 men. And there he prayed, saying, O Lord, when they that were sent from the king of the Assyrians blasphemed, thy angel went out and smote 180,000 of them.
Hold on. What is that talking about? What account is that? What account is that? Give me 2 Kings 19 and 20. Let's read this account, man. Because that is what Judas Maccabees called on before he did battle against a great enemy. 2 Kings 19 and 20.
Just the book. Slack, I meant first.
It's all right.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 19 and verse 20.
Bring it out.
Then Isaiah, the son of Amos, sent to Hezekiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, that which thou hast prayed to me against Sennacherib, king of Assyria. I have heard. This is the word that the Lord has spoken concerning him. The virgin, the daughter of Zion, hath despised thee and laughed thee to scorn. The daughter of Jerusalem hath shaken her head at thee.
Look how we talk to our enemies, man. We despise you. Our children laugh at you. Come on.
Whom hast thou reproached and blasphemed? And against whom hast thou exalted thy voice and lifted up thine eyes on high? Even against the Holy One of Israel. Give
me Isaiah 57 and 4. Let's read that. Because Isaiah said this, right? Let's get it out of Isaiah's mouth. Isaiah 57 and 4. What did he say?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 57 and verse 4. Against whom do ye sport yourselves? Against whom make ye a wide mouth?
Who you talking to? Yahweh is the only real God. Who you playing with? Come on.
Against whom make ye a wide mouth and draw out the tongue?
Come on.
Are ye not children of transgression, a seed of falsehood?
And the heathen are a seed of falsehood because their fathers have inherited lies. You see how the Bible come together? Your doctrine in the Christian church don't make no sense. All the scriptures we read in, we can't link with what y'all teach. We can't.
Right.
We sit in the church and we got to just look like, what scripture is that? The Lord ain't say that. That's not how you break that down. That's how we feel. Because see how these precepts are linking up? Isaiah said this to Hezekiah. We can go to the account. It links up. What y'all saying don't link up because y'all love y'all oppressor because he's the one that taught you the doctrine. Read on 2 Kings.
2 Kings chapter 19 and verse 23. By the messengers thou hast reproached the Lord and hast said, with the multitude of my chariots I am come up to the height of the mountains, to the side of Lebanon, and will cut down the tall cedar trees thereof, and the choice fir trees thereof. And I will enter into the lodgings of his borders, and into the forest of his Carmel. I have digged and drunk strange waters, and with the sole of my feet have I dried up all the rivers of besieged places. Hast thou not heard long ago how I have done it, and of ancient times that I have formed it? Now have I brought it to pass, that thou shouldest be to lay waste fenced cities into ruinous heaps.
Because when they came to Hezekiah, I have a video on the channel, brothers should watch it, called Archaeological Proof and Evidence of the Existence of the Israelites. It's one of our oldest videos. And when you look at the Sennacherib's, he has a tablet. This is on there. Where Sennacherib says the Israelites hide in their fenced cities. Well, ain't that what the Bible said? Now that's crazy. That's proof that this really happened and that we are really a people. All right? Go back and watch that video. The Feast of Judas Maccabees is history. We're dealing with history today. Come on.
Verse 26. Therefore, their inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field, and as the green herb, as the grass of the housetops, and as corn blasted before it by grown up.
Before it be grown up, they're talking about how weak we are and we couldn't fight them. Come on.
But I know thy abode, and thy going out, and thy coming in, and thy rage against me.
Come on.
Because thy rage against me and thy tumult is come up into mine ears. Therefore I will put my hook in thy nose and my bridle in thy lips, and I will turn thee back by the way by which thou camest.
Now that language is how you control a horse.
Mhm.
You put a hook in his nose because he wants to go his way, but that hurt him. He'll stop. You put the bridle in his mouth. He wants to turn to the left hand, to the right hand. No. So that's how the Lord is saying he's going to control Sennacherib. Come on.
It's the same way, the same speech in Ezekiel when the Lord gonna be dealing with God and Magog.
He's going to put his hook in their nose.
Mhm.
They can't resist, in other words. Pulling away is only going to hurt you.
All right.
You have to submit to my power. Go ahead.
Second Maccabees.
No.
I'm sorry, Salakia. 2 Kings 19 and verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
And this shall be a sign unto thee. Ye shall eat this year such things as grow of themselves, and in the second year that which springeth of the same, and in the third year sow ye and reap and plant vineyards and eat the fruits thereof.
Mm-hmm.
And the remnant that is escaped of the house of Judah shall eat again, take root. Salakia shall yet again take root downward and bear fruit upward.
Come on.
For out of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant, and they that escape out of Mount Zion, the zeal of the Lord of hosts shall do this.
Come on.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come into the city,
Nor
shoot an arrow there,
mm-hmm.
nor come before it with shield, nor cast a bank against him.
You're not even going to set up a fort outside. Come on.
By the way that he came, by the same shall he return,
Mm-hmm.
and shall not come into the city, saith the Lord.
For what?
For I will defend this city to save it for mine own sake and for my servant David's sake.
So the Lord promised to save us. And look what he did.
And it came to pass that night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses.
Imagine the fear. Waking up and all your comrades are dead, just laying there, eyes open, cocked, dead.
Land probably just stink.
Imagine the fear. What the hell happened here? Yahweh is real. See, you ain't felt that fear yet. The other nations, they don't believe this stuff, man. You know, the white man don't really believe the Bible like that. I'm going to hit you with something. He know Jesus ain't white. He ain't never believed that. He just knows it works.
Mm-hmm.
He believes in it. Like, if we come with this symbol, they're going to submit and they're going to worship us. This is easy. We can conquer the whole world. Like, oh, damn, we conquered the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
But after they conquered the whole world, they don't believe in this. This is not real to them. All of this is fairy tale, and they make up terminology to explain it away. Submission motifs and all that nonsense.
Whatever the hell that means.
Whatever that means. That's how they trying to save the heathen, saying y'all not going into slavery. Y'all going into slavery.
Thus saith the Lord.
Really? Okay? Ain't no submission motif. You're going to submit for real. Thus saith the Lord. And we have faith. That's the patience and the faith. That's why we doing all this and teaching this lesson and going out in the street, because we believe that. See, we know Esau don't believe this, man. That's why they got mega churches. They don't know the difference between Abraham and Moses. Joel Osteen don't know the difference between Abraham and Moses. He got a mega church. The whole place is flooded. He's still passing a collection plate on you people. And y'all defend him as he drives away in his brand new Ferrari. Facts. That way he's driving. Because he don't really believe this. This just works. What we're trying to tell you is we believe and have faith in it. And the Most High will slaughter your enemies. And you know who else had that faith? Judas Maccabees. Let's go back. Read that prayer again.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 7 and verse 41.
Mm-hmm.
O Lord, when they that were sent from the king of the Assyrians blasphemed, thine angel went out and smote 185,000 of them.
That's right.
Even so, destroy thou this host before us this day, that the rest may know that he has spoken blasphemously against thy sanctuary, and judge thou him according to his wickedness.
That's a good prayer. That prayer is stronger than the prayer of the priest who went out to meet him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The prayer of a righteous man availeth much. And Judas Maccabees is one of our righteous forefathers. And his prayer is about to be answered. Go ahead.
Verse 43. So the 13th day.
Which day?
The 13th day of the month Adar, The hosts joined battle.
Now, Brother Micaiah already taught you that this month is called Adar in his new moon lesson. If you missed it, go back, watch it. He'll show you the scriptures and how he got the name of this month. All right? On the 13th day of Adar, which is today, go ahead.
The host joined the battle.
Mm-hmm.
But Nicanor's host was discomfited, and he himself was first slain in the battle.
And out of all the men that he had, he died first.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we going to war with our mighty Nicanor talking all this. He got all these plans. He's a nobleman in the king's house. He got power, man. He went up to the Israelites and told their priests this.
Yep.
And now we about to fight, and he dies first. Now, what happens to the rest of the soldiers? Well, let me see the chat note. What happens to the rest? Their mighty warrior done died first. Their general. So what happens to the rest of the soldiers? See if y'all know in the chat.
He says he was an honorable prince to the king.
He was honorable prince, man. He come from a royal seed. Anybody in the chat know? What happened to them soldiers? How did they feel? Brother Kenneth said they fled. Brother Boaz Salaki said they fled. TT said they ran away if they were smart. Dan said they dispersed. Charlo said they fell off. Robert said they was intimidated.
They bounced.
Megan, it's me again, said they bounced. All right. Khan, the answer. Iron Lion says they was petrified. And of course, Ikarab hit him with the classic. Confounded. That means you don't know what to do. All right. So now their morale has dropped through the floor. Read on that.
Khan. First Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 44. Now when Nicanor's hosts saw that he was slain, they cast away their weapons and fled.
They don't want no smoke. Come on.
Then they pursued after them a day's journey from Adasa unto Gezerah, sounding an alarm after them with their trumpets.
So now we chase them, and we having fun.
Mm-hmm.
We blowing the horn. We probably could catch them, but we just hanging back enough because this is a sight to see. Your enemies fleeing in every direction. Men falling over each other, fighting each other. Get out of my way, the Israelites. That's what they're going to be saying in these last days. All right? You looking for something? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna talk to you, get it.
It's 9 things that the Lord loves.
Come on.
I'll find it.
That's what they're going to be saying in these last days. Okay? The Israelites are coming. Get out of my way. No longer are they going to come up to your camp spot and step on your signs and push you, your man that is holding post in the front, your honorable man that's holding post in the front, not touching or saying anything to anybody. That man gets abused at everyone's camp. Everybody's spitting in his face, talking over him, pointing all in his face, and all he's doing is holding post for the reader and the speaker. That man, they're going to be running from him in that day. All right? Brothers that are among you that are feeble, the Bible says they're going to be like David, and the mighty that's among you, the Bible says they're going to be like gods. It's nobody that's going to be able to stand against us in that day. And I believe that. You know how many people think I'm crazy? My friends that still in the world, and I talk to them about the truth. You really believe your sky daddy going to come save you? Yes. I don't get offended. You really believe some man going to crack the sky with 10,000 chariots and they're going to be destroying this place? You believe? Yes. Yeah. You believe you're going to get an incorruptible body and they're going to be able to shoot you and the bullets, you're going to absorb them like one of the X-Men, like Wolverine out here? Yes. That's what the scripture said. So I believe it. It's not my place to disbelieve. My faith is in the word that the Lord left for me. Man, you crazy, man. That's okay. Is that the worst that they can do? Man, you crazy. Oh, this guy, Joel's bugged out. This nigga's wilding. Is that it? I'm a grown man, yo. I don't care. That doesn't affect me. I'm not a 15-year-old. I'm not worried about the opinion of others. What you eat don't make me go to the bathroom. Read what you got.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And this is how our brothers was, chasing after these damn heathen, man.
Mm-hmm.
They was happy. They could, like he said, they could have been caught up to him. Could have been, but they running, probably singing, blowing the horn, jumping on each other, still chasing these people at the same time.
Yeah, that's fun, man.
Yeah.
And that's a glorious moment in our lives. And we're going to get to feel that because the Most High said the time for fishing is going to end. Mm-hmm. And then the Most High is going to send hunters. Break that down, Joel Osteen. You bishops in the church. A beat. That's all, folks. They don't know how to break that down. They don't touch them scriptures with a 10-foot pole. So they want to teach you Christ. And they want to teach love. Mm-hmm. But what did Christ say he's going to do when he come back? He is going to have a sharp sword protruding from his mouth. He's going to give us a rod of iron to break the nations into pieces as delivered to him by his Father. And his garment is going to be stained with blood. Mm-hmm. So why they don't teach that? What do you think? Christ coming back to break bread and give loaves?
They probably don't even know about that. Isaiah 63.
And that's sad because they have gigantic congregations that they demand money from. Mm-hmm. But they don't know the scriptures that they handling. All right. And this brother is very young and he's handling scriptures right now, reading very well. Think about that. You older men can't lead you in the way of God. You got to come to a young brother like this. He got to teach you. Think about that. And that's an honor. That's an honorable moment in our history that the children of slavery done become their natural heritage again. And they become biblical instructors and teachers and mighty men again, man. We've been waiting a long time for this awakening. And here it is. All right. Read what you got in Maccabees.
First Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 46. Whereupon they came forth out of all the towns of Judea round about and closed them in.
Now the regular man is coming out. Them brothers that might have been scared earlier, they coming out of their house with the little babies and kids throwing rocks and stones.
They got their pitchforks and knives.
Mm-hmm. Then they got their torches too. Y'all niggas can't get away. Y'all cannot get away. Don't we say that at the end of our video? Esau, you can't get away. That's us chasing you with that horn behind you. That's the psychological warfare that we do. You can't get away. It don't matter. You take me out, the brother right here teaching. You take him out. We got brothers younger than him. Now what? And it don't stop. It don't stop. We got sisters that know the scriptures that can teach the babies in their house. If they man, God forbid, should fall. Them children going to be raised knowing what's up. Esau, it's over. Read what you got.
Continuing on in verse 46. So that they, turning back upon them that pursued them, were all slain with the sword, and not one of them was left.
So our civilians cut them off. So they ran away from our civilians. They didn't even want to fight the normal man, young man. And guess who they ran into? And we still back here. Oh, man, here they come. Right?
Yeah, they ain't even got their weapons at this point. After they seen Nicanor's gun, they dropped everything and ran.
That's right. Yeah. So hey, none was left. Don't the Bible say that Esau, Jacob shall be a fire, and Ephraim, Judah shall be a fire, and Israel a flame, and Esau shall be stubble, and there shall be none remaining? We've done this before, and it's going to happen again. Read on out.
After verse 47. Afterwards, they took the spoils and the prey and smote off Nicanor's head.
And then they took Nicanor's head. That means that they was carrying his body with them. Mm-hmm. Yo, that's ruthless, man.
But it was unclean.
Yeah. They was going to stay unclean. Their garments was going to stay dyed in blood until they finished this. Because you disrespected our priests and our people. And we don't play these games because we love Israel. That's what the Maccabees are to our nation, man. They in the spirit of David and the mighty men. Right? Because David and them wasn't playing. When David and them come, carnal warfare is not going to work. All right. We had men that could take 300 with by himself, according to scripture. All right, the spirit of the Lord was resting upon him. The angel of the Lord was with him. He was a Superman out there. All right, and he wanted to destroy his enemies. His mind was full. That's the thing. You got to get into the spirit of this man. Bloodshed is very gruesome. You know, some of y'all, you prick your finger, you can't stand the sight, right? The mighty men of Israel, guts flying, heads. They took Nicanor's head off. These men wasn't squeamish, man. They was about that action. Read that again, Doc.
Verse 47. Afterwards, they took the spoils and the prey and smote off Nicanor's head and his right hand, which he stretched out so proudly, and brought them away and hanged them up toward Jerusalem.
So on the way to Jerusalem, you're going to see Nicanor's body and that right hand that he pointed at our temple. And they probably flexed his fingers like that to point to the temple. Jerusalem this way. That's a fearsome sight, man. Come on.
For this cause the people rejoiced greatly.
No, they was like, oh, that's gross. That's so mean. Don't do that to them.
The people rejoiced greatly.
No, we don't kill. And they're not all bad.
The people rejoiced greatly.
Some of these soldiers, they didn't have no reason to die. They just was doing what they was told.
For this cause the people rejoiced greatly.
People was happy, man. Come on.
And they kept that day a day of great gladness.
And that became a holy day or a holiday to us. Come on.
Moreover, they ordained to keep yearly this day, being the 13th of Adar. Thus the land of Judah was a rest of Salaki. Thus the land of Judah was in rest a little while.
And Judah got to rest for a little while. Right. And that is the understanding of the day of Nicanor. It gets deeper. You could go into chapter 14 and 15, but we're not going to do that. We're going to stop right here. We got Purim tomorrow. And there's other wonderful teachers in Israel that cover those bases, and you can get it from them. But that is the understanding of the day of Nicanor. All right? Hey, Brother Benaiah, put that right hand up. Hey, that's funny. That's that right hand, Benaiah. And you know, Brother Benaiah has it in his spirit, you know, to be a warrior for the truth. You can look at the brother, man. You can get into his spirit, Brother Micaiah, man. Brother Cano, all right, Brother Eliel. These brothers, they are valiant for the people, man. They love their nation. You know, what you gonna do with Rick in that day?
Nothing. Ain't gonna be able to touch Big Rick.
What you gonna do with him, man? You know, Brother Naphtali got an axe to grind. All right. So you brothers, let's stay in the spirit. Let's enjoy our ordained day on the 13th of Adar. It is the day of Nicanor, or the feast, or the day of Judas Maccabees. Ashar, Yawam, Yahawada, Makwabath. All right. And with that, we have finished our speaking. Shalom, Israel. Send us an email. If you want to come to Purim tomorrow, we're going to let the ticker run at the bottom. Shalom, Kum Yashala.
Kum Yashala.
Shalom.